over to Manisha for the entire lowdown on the commodity markets. Manisha.
Thank you for that, Reema. I'm looking at iron ore prices. Within the metal sector, we have been seeing all of those metals actually continue to do well, ferrous and non-ferrous. But the iron ore prices clearly have been gaining for a second straight week. In this week, now we are up by 2%. For the year so far, we still are in the negative by 7%. One of the underperformers, really, when you look at metal as a sector. But three of the major top lines really come in from China in sense of support for iron ore. One is the industrial output capacity, where China is looking to reduce that. The other is about China supporting its struggling steel industry that could lead to more demand for iron ore going forward. And then China also is supporting its struggling steel industry, its housing industry as well. And the markets believe that China's stimulus could drive construction recovery to support iron ore prices going forward there. The other thing is about resolution by the way of tariff trade agreements that could also stabilize prices. The markets are looking at US making trade agreements with various countries, and that in turn has been supportive for metal demand, industrial demand, and in turn for metal prices there. The other thing also is about the shipments in sense of supplies. Australia, Brazil, we've seen shipments on a decline. These are the major producers of iron ore, and we've seen decline in the last couple of months on an FY25 basis as well, and that markets see as supportive. And then the major miners like Rio Tinto, BHP, Fortescue will have reported lower exports on a month-on-month basis for the month of June. That's yet another factor which is leading support to the markets there. If you look at the Indian markets, then we're looking at better production. If you look at 2024 for the 2 months here, we're looking at 53 million tons versus 52.7. It's a 0.6% of a gain, but gain nonetheless. And when you look at the year-on-year production when it comes to iron ore, we saw record numbers for the FY 2025 at around 289 million tons, which was at around 277 million tons in the last year. The final plate shows you on what is the outlook for iron ore prices going forward, and most global banks and brokerages believe that you could be looking at a higher number going ahead. BMI and UBS talk about $100 a ton, and then you have ING, AOC talking about 80 to 95. Goldman Sachs also says $95 a ton is a possibility for the iron ore prices going ahead.
Okay, all right. Manisha, got it. Thank you very much for that. That's the latest from the commodity markets, but the latest